Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be with a longtime friend and colleague of mine, Damien Zamora, who has been on the cutting edge of direct marketing and marketing technology probably since the beginning, since before we all started getting online. Damien, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth. It's an absolute honor to be here on your show. I really appreciate it. Great to see you, man.
Likewise, we could probably spend hours, if not days, but we're going to try and compress that all into a very short time period. So let's go back in time just a little bit. And for folks who don't know your story, let's do the short version of how you got into this crazy game in the first place.
Well, crazy game. So, the current game I'm in now for the last 12 years is as CEO of GoMobile Solutions. You know, we saw mobile coming on strong, back in 2007. We all know Apple opened up the iTunes App Store. That's when it was born. And so there were the iPhones and the smartphone technology. And so, in 2010, we leaned in on mobile technology. So started.
And you've been in the GoMobile space since 2010. You've been in the direct marketing space since the 90s or before that. So
absolutely.
Let's talk.
You want to go back in time. I see where we're going, Seth. I hear you.
All good. That's okay. We can stay with the current iteration of GoMobile. So tell everybody a little bit about what GoMobile does.
Yeah, absolutely. So GoMobile Solutions is a provider of mobile technology for businesses, right? We provide engaging, very useful, super cool mobile tech for businesses and brands to engage with their audiences. As you know, Seth, today it's all more important to be engaging with our audience. And we create mobile technology, and we recognize that everyone is mobile. You, me, and everybody else out there is constantly glued to these mobile devices. And so it is our mission to help businesses go mobile.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about an example. I mean, I know you've done this thousands of times. Let's talk about we'll talk about the regular business, small business side, then we'll talk about the influencer side. What is an example of a quote unquote normal small business that you guys would help go mobile, and what does that look like in terms of what you create for them?
Okay, great. Well, many of us are used to using mobile applications daily in our lives now. We use an app to call a cab. We use an app to rent a place to stay in someone's house. We use an app to order food. Obviously, coming out of this pandemic condition we've been in for the last couple of years, people started using a lot more of these mobile applications. One of the things that happens here, Seth, is mobile applications solve problems. They are solutions at the end of the day. So just to give you a really good example of a mobile application that many of us use, like a Grubhub or a Postmates or an Uber Eats, what does that do? That helps for people to order food for delivery from the restaurants. We'll provide a mobile application to the restaurant directly for them to be able to have the same kind of user functionality and user interface feel as these really cool apps that we're used to, but one where the audiences and customers can engage directly with the brands and businesses. So, we'll build an app for a local restaurant, for instance, and it'll do things like contactless payments, really beautiful digital menus that you don't have to pinch and zoom to see, and being able to order for pickup or delivery. And the really nice thing about this, using the restaurant example, Seth, is restaurants are paying like up to 30% of their profits, and they're not a super high margin business as it is, but they're paying the third-party apps these incredible fees to bring on those new customers. And what GoMobile and our reseller network, what we are set out to do is to help those restaurants regain their profits by engaging direct with those customers on transaction number 2 and beyond. So that's an example of like a typical local business. Of course, we don't leave it to that. We work with dentists, chiropractors, golf courses, car dealerships, you name it. If it's local business USA, we'll make all over the globe, rather, we'll make a good solid case for why to go mobile.
Absolutely. That makes tons of sense. Let's do one more example, and then we'll talk about the influencer side. So you mentioned chiropractors, you mentioned dentists. We're not ordering delivery from them. What would we use? What do I use my dentist mobile app for?
Yeah, absolutely. So the dentist can actually use the mobile application to send out private specific messages right to the patient's cell phones with appointment reminders. The actual patient can use the calendar feature to see what the next available appointment is. Book an appointment, for instance, for a teeth cleaning. The dentist can actually send out push notifications to encourage routine follow-up cleaning, because we all know the dentist would love for you to come every couple of months, not just once a year. And so they can send these push notifications to encourage them to come in for a cleaning, maybe for free teeth whitening, things like that. So between the actual dentist and the practice itself and the actual patients, they both have some application to utilizing the application.
Awesome. And then, of course, the dentist could put out content. They could put out videos. They could put out blogs. They could put out all kinds of resources to keep those patients engaged and thinking of that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to understand a specific procedure, it could be positioned in the mobile application, and people can get. And the other thing is you can share an app. If you like your dentist, typically when someone says, hey, I'm looking for a dentist, one has the dentist on their phone, they can just share it phone to phone. And, it's a good way to get the word.
That is awesome. Now, what about, you've done so many of these as a company and through the reseller network. What type of consumption rates are you seeing? What type of interactions are you seeing for the business end user, business owner? What has been like the receptivity?
Well, here's a big question that businesses will ask is, how do we get our customers, prospects, our audience to download the mobile application? And so it is our recommendation that they utilize every area they're currently marketing for in their business, and all the real estate that they're currently paying for, whether it be social media, blog, website, print, mail, direct mail, magazine, whatever that business or brand is doing to advertise, they need to add the QR code to encourage the downloading of the app. And by doing this, they should always present it with a hook. Well, the hook is going to change business to business, genre to genre, but they got to give the consumers a reason to want to download that app. And so what happens is over time, these businesses will essentially be kind of like building a list, but they're building a list of people that have downloaded the brand's app and have agreed to receive push notifications. And so as you can imagine, Seth, over time, the typical restaurant, for instance, will just build that list over time, and that's, as far as the typical engagement, the one thing that we don't know, we know how many downloads a business has. We don't know who those folks are. Apple and Google, they don't share that information, but we teach our businesses to create funnels within the app so that they can then convert them into, it's Seth Greene. Right. It's Seth Greene because now he's opted into our email account or opted in on another channel.
Awesome. And then you're doing some really interesting work on the high-end influencer side. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So as you know, Seth, influencer model has absolutely exploded over the last 3 to 4 years. Before the pandemic, we saw that podcasting was set to triple in 2020 in growth. And that was before the pandemic condition when everybody was forced to their homes. And the interesting kind of like human dynamic that was caused is a lot of people were really called to serve. A lot of people really wanted to rise up and become life coaches, relationship coaches, marital coaches, parental coaches, you name it. And so there's a lot of influencers out there now. And we believe that, that influencers need to create really good user interface, engaging technology on the mobile tech for them to really engage with their audiences. So we're creating some really cool stuff for course creators. You mentioned some high-end app development that we're doing. We have this mobile app version 1.0 and 2.0, and you'll learn more over time what that means. But we're really leaning in on user experience, on really cool user experiences for these influencers, because it's one thing to produce some course material out there for your students to consume. But we know that gamification is hot. We know that social rewards is hot. We know that tokens and cryptocurrencies are hot. And we know that tying a lot of these things together and really leveraging Web 3.0 is where this is all going. So we're leaning in heavy, specifically for influencers in technology, exciting technology around this.
All right. So let's define that a little bit more, because to be an influencer, I don't necessarily need to be, have millions and millions of followers. I could be a micro influencer, like you mentioned, be an info course creator, or disseminating my content that way. So talk a little bit how, let's say I've got a course on, how to invest in real estate or how to grow a business or something like that. How does your model work for that?
Yeah, so it becomes, again, a new list. My guess would be the influencer has all of their prospects and customers on an email list. And so we're going to want to kind of force out that the distribution, right? We're going to want all of our existing customers and prospects to download the app. Now we've opened up a new channel to the brand. This is an absolute exclusive channel. It's branded on my device. No one can send me messages but that influencer. If you think about it, that influencer is not the only one in the inbox on a daily basis. It's everybody else that can find that inbox as well. And all of the other social media channels. That influencer is not the only one marketing to them on those other channels. But in the case with the mobile application, it becomes an exclusive channel of communication between the influencer and the students. Now, the students, they're going to access on mobile all the course material while they're in the gym working out, while they're on the road, or while they're in a plane, whatever it is, they're going to be accessing the course material. The really nice thing about the influencer now can send messages to sell tickets to an upcoming event, to send links to going live. Hey, I'm going live right now. Really just ways to pull their customers and students in and engaging with their brand on a daily and multiple times throughout the day basis. Keeping it fun, keeping it rewarding, gift and loyalty and rewards. And again, if you're going through the course material successfully, you should be rewarded. And that's where the kind of gamification comes in. It just makes consuming course material a lot more fun than the way it's normally done.
Absolutely. What are you seeing in terms of the most common mistakes businesses make when they think about going mobile?
The biggest mistake that a business will make is to stop at mobile web technology. So unfortunately in the industry, there's a lot of people out there that kind of couch the mobile web technology as mobile apps. And they're not native mobile applications that you go and download from the app stores. They're just mobile websites. But there was a little bit of a trend here back in 2017 with the advent of what they call the progressive web app. And although it's a lot better than the typical website technology, it does not match the equivalent of the native mobile app technology. So that's one of the common mistakes, is that they'll build a website, then they'll engage to build a secondary website that's now on mobile web, and they'll stop there. And I think they're really missing the boat when they stop there. They haven't enabled that push notification feature, which it always comes back to the most exciting and most powerful, effective marketing feature. And so that's one of the most common mistakes that we see. And that's where we come in. We come in to solve that mistake and get them on the path to going mobile the right way.
Beautiful. You've achieved so much success for not only your business, but more importantly for your clients over all the years. What's your biggest challenge now?
Well, we have a reseller network and white label partners all across the globe that are calling on businesses all across the globe. I mean, we're talking, you name the niche, we have someone out there calling on it. The recent cannabis niche is just absolutely exploding. We're able to get apps approved in the App Store, the Apple App Store for the cannabis industry. So, we're just really looking to identify those niche markets that are ablaze right now, that people just truly get get the concept of why they need to go mobile. And I think, if I looked at it as a challenge, I wouldn't look at it as a negative challenge. I look at it as a positive challenge to continue to learn and to continue to find where GoMobile solutions can meet the mobile demand.
Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
My team and my community. I'm working with one of the best teams in my 30-year career that I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And my community. It's an amazing community. It's vibrating on a daily basis, and it's exciting. And so that's my answer. It's absolutely.
That is an awesome answer. What do you do when you're not busy changing the world of mobile tech? What do you do for fun?
I work out. I meditate. I fish. I off-road. I golf. I love my family. I spend time with family. I love to smoke a pork butt on a Sunday afternoon. And, I love to hang out with the family. We love to go out on boats. We live in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. So we have plenty of opportunity to go play with the whales and play with the big fish out there. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it down here in Baja.
Absolutely. For our folks who are watching and listening and want to learn more, where is the best place for us to send them?
Let's go to GoMobileLive.com. You can go to GoMobileLive.com and learn a little bit more about what GoMobile Solutions is all about. We're looking for white label partners and digital agencies that are interested in building a business by bringing in mobile tech to their arsenal and having someone else, having a seasoned team, 12 years in running now, to do all of the fulfillment. You do none of the fulfillment. We're looking for folks that would like to just bring us onto the team. They focus on landing clients. We focus on really killer mobile tech to take to the marketplace.
That is awesome. Well, we know your time is incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. This has been Seth Greene with Damien Zamora of GoMobile Live. Damien, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure, man.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.